Hey guys, in this video I want to talk to you about who am I and kind of just how I got here and why I became a coach and some of the things that I think I can offer you in your life. So, just looking at myself almost a couple years ago, before I even got started on the coaching process, I was in this space, in my life where I'm sure many of you have felt this way, where it's just like I'm not feeling fulfilled at work. I mean, things just are not going the way they should be. It's extremely negative. It's not something that I share a lot with people, but I'm a full-time police officer, and if you can remember a couple years ago, I mean, people were killing us, they were shooting us, and the news wasn't saying anything too rosy about us either. It's mostly negative, and it was just really a tough time to be a police officer, to be a guardian, to be someone that goes day in and day out and puts your life on the line, and then you just feel like, what's it all for? So I was looking for a change in my life. I was looking for something new. I wanted something positive that could help bring joy to my life again, that could bring fulfillment. And at the same time, I mean, not only was my work not working, but at home I was dealing with stresses. I was on the brink of divorce several times, and I was able to turn it around. But that's not it. I mean, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. My mother-in-law was suffering from this thyroid type of disease, and she had fallen recently and broken many bones. And then my own brother was suffering from an autoimmune condition. And I just felt like, man, I mean, every year I'm going to these seminars or I'm buying these self-development products because I'm trying to get my life better. I'm trying to make myself better. But all these people around me are just falling like flies, And it's just like, it doesn't really matter, I realize. It doesn't matter all these self-development seminars, all these things that I attend, is that if I'm not positively affecting other people's life, if I'm not giving back this knowledge, then, what is it all for? And that's kind of how I stumbled along the Bulletproof coaching process. I learned about Bulletproof, I learned about the diet, and I was getting huge results from it. I was feeling the best I'd ever felt in my life. I just had a ton of energy. I was feeling great. I was learning a lot, and I was sharing with people. And I thought, how can I do this full time? How can I make this just a regular thing? I mean, the feeling of giving back to people and watching them grow and expand, it's just, there's nothing that can describe it. And it was something that I wanted to learn how to do full time. So I embarked on the journey. I always tell people, like, dude, I was this kid that I grew up on white bread sandwiches with peanut butter inside, a Capri Sun, and then these sugary things they call Nutter Butters. I don't know if you remember these. And then when I was about in the 6th grade, I had this abnormal bone growth. Like, imagine here's my leg, I think they call it your femur, and imagine a bone growing out of it, coming out of the side of my thigh. And so my parents took me to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's no big deal. He just has an abnormal bone growth. And this is Kaiser, of course, so on the West Coast. If anybody knows about Kaiser, you know that they're just like our standard, medical facility. And so looking back at it now as an adult, I look back and I think, that's not normal. Like, yeah, it was easy. You just cut me open and chisel off that abnormal bone. But how I got there, that's not normal. Like, a lot of kids aren't walking around with that abnormal bone growth. So, I had to start looking at myself like, maybe it was my diet that was affecting me. Maybe it was my diet that was causing these health problems. And diet, nutrition, exercise, your overall, how you relate to problems in your life, these things, that's life. And how we juggle it is how we either thrive or how we essentially die, right? How we just fizzle out. And what I learned is that probably wasn't normal back then, and I don't want the same thing to happen to my kids. I don't want the same things to happen to your kids or you. I mean, I don't want you walking around this lackluster, apathetic energy, low arousal state. right? I want everybody to be feeling like me, high energy, high joy, just vibrancy, and just loving what you do in life so that you can crush it in all areas of your life. And that's how I came across the bulletproof coaching and just the bulletproof lifestyle per se. So a lot of the things I was already doing, and then this just kind of made it full, kind of made a full circle, right? Kind of closed in any of the gaps that I had before. Just some of the things that I think are different from bulletproof coaching and other coaching programs is that the bulletproof coaching process looks at everything in your life. It looks at you in a global fashion, right? I'm not just looking at you, we're not just coaching you through things like, say, I want to be more successful, or I want to achieve this goal. These things are all great, and we do that. But the other thing we're looking at is, hey, let's check out your diet. Let's check out your nutrition. Let's check out maybe why your sedentary lifestyle is affecting your relationship with your kids, with your wife. The fact that you're so distracted over here, you're always on your phone. What's going on here? And let's get to the root of the problem. Let's solve that, and let's get you on this transformational process. So I think that's what makes it different than just the average program. Not only that, we do a lot of hacks, which is probably my favorite thing. We're doing crazy things sometimes. I'm telling you, we're putting, lasers in our nose. We're using red light therapy and saunas and cold thermogenesis and hanging upside down, inverting yourself. I mean, it's absolutely endless. And that's what I think makes it so exciting, so new, is that it's fresh and there's a lot of new ideas coming into the biohacking community. So that's the other part of the coaching process that I really like. And I think it can have some powerful results for people. So what I would advise you to do is check out a coach. Something that I do for myself personally is every year I spend a certain amount of money on self-development or personal growth. And I either attend seminars, or I'm reading books, or I'm buying people's products. I'm always investing in myself, constantly. And the reason behind it is that I feel like, hey, if I can just get one idea from this guy or one idea from this seminar, then it was worth the $500 or however much money it cost. Because that one idea could just jettison me off into a whole nother career. I mean, that could just level me up to a point in my life where I've never been. That could be the turnaround for me. And so I'm constantly investing in myself so that I can share with you and I can share with others to make them better. But just remember that, you might get just one idea from a coaching session that could just change your life forever. So if it's not with me, it can be with another coach. But what I would suggest is find a coach so that you can level up. And in my case, what I tell people is I'll give you a guarantee. If we have a 60-minute session and you feel like you got absolutely nothing out of it and you didn't learn anything new about yourself, don't worry. I'll give you your money back. Because for me, it's not about the money. I could care less about the money. It's about changing lives. It's about making a statement. It's about making impact, inspiring others, transforming the world so that I can move and inspire people. I'm not in it for the money. So that's a guarantee I give all my clients, and that's why it's risk-free. You can try it out, see if you like it. You have nothing to lose, okay? And if you sign up now, I'll even give you some extra bonuses that I have in store that I like to give all my clients to help with your transformational process. All right? I'll see you in the coaching session.